there is such a demo out there who I know struggles the way I did for my entire life because I was overweight my entire life. Like truly until the last couple of years, I was struggling with my weight in the really deep way. And I did not understand nutrition. I never enjoyed movement. And I think back to even in middle school and high school, I would do things like the cookie diet where you would eat these cardboard cookies that had these like random little chocolate chips that would give me like some little joy. Or I did Jenny
That was a real
Craig.
diet though?
It was called Smart for Life. And I would literally eat these cookies all day.
Remember the drink
lunch,
that
and
you
dinner.
would get at Rite Aid that was like the Hollywood?
Oh, yeah.
I did this before you took me to San Carlo, your fraternity trip. You like drink the
like
drink
the lemon cayenne
Hollywood cleanse for like 3 days.
I wonder what's in it. We should look back and see.
That's hectic.
Wait, like you did it because you knew you were going to the beach with me? Is that
no, not just you.
Which
it was
is
like
people-
everyone. I needed to like peacock my feathers.
All right.
Yeah. You were excited about it. Go ahead.
Was right there with you, the Rite Aid drink, and was really just trying anything and everything. And sure, I'd see some weight loss, but it would never stay. And we all know the story. When you're a yo-yo dieter, you try everything, but you never actually figure out what food you need to eat and what movement you're actually going to crave to create the lifestyle where you can actually maintain results. You're fucked. You're going to go right back. And when I moved to Los Angeles after I graduated college, I was heads down in my career. I've always been a workhorse, and that doesn't really help when you're on a wellness journey. And I was finding my new doctor in LA. They made me step on a scale, which was something I had avoided for probably like 5 years at that point. And it was a rude awakening. And it was a moment in time that I'll never forget because I looked at myself square in the mirror and said, you need change. You need change. If you want to live a long, beautiful life that you deserve, there has to be change here. And I've always been someone to look at experts. I know what I'm great at, but I also know who's an expert that I want right beside me to help me change my life. So I hired a nutritionist. And at that time, I actually joined a CrossFit gym. So that was an interesting moment of...
It's moving in the right direction.
we had to get her back.
Yeah, it's not. It's
Lauren,
better than sitting on the couch.
Yeah.
But it did introduce me to strength training, which is like my go-to
Cortisol.
bread and butter love. Yeah, and so much cortisol. And I mean, it was like army boot camp every day, but it was a 2-second walk from my apartment in Venice Beach. So there was no reason for me to not show up. So it was really just that proximity thing for me. And then after I had my year-long membership and I went 5 days a week, I said, absolutely not. We are moving on to what else is out there. And that's when I started going on YouTube and figuring out, okay, who can I strength train with that's not the CrossFit vibe?
But at least it got you into strength training and got you consistent.
Really did.
Right?
And discipline.
Yeah.
I mean, I learned self-discipline, which I always say now is my form of self-love. Like I needed to figure out control. I used to eat like a Costco muffin for breakfast, ones that are literally the size of your head. And then it was just, I had no good habits. I needed to start somewhere, and I learned so much control, so much self-discipline. And then found YouTube workouts like Sami Clarke's, would do those, fall in love with those, started walking, fell in love with walking, started introducing Pilates, which I love, adding in a couple of days, and really just became so intuitive with myself. And I never had a connection to my body. I was truly living dissociated from my body for the longest time. It was almost like, you know that feeling when you rent a car and you don't really give a shit? You're like, yeah, like we can leave the trash in it. That's how I felt. Where now I'm like driving my dream
just
car.
remind me never to rent you a car. But
Michael's like, I don't know ownership. That sense of ownership of like, this is mine. Treat it with respect. And now I feel like my body is my temple. I love it. I want to honor it. I want to show up every day and give it what it wants. And I mean, I'm just so proud of myself for figuring it out. And now I get to surround myself in it day in and day out.
So how long was it when you started the CrossFit to where you felt like you were comfortable in your body and you were getting the results? Like how many years did that take? Because I think sometimes people, like I'm super vocal about talking about how long some of this stuff takes, because people will look at you guys and what you've accomplished now and they're like, oh, like it's got to be quick. And sometimes if they think that way, they'll kind of fall off. And so I think it's important to talk about like how long it actually took.
Absolutely. And I love this topic more than anything because I think there are so many quick fixes out there right now. And I always ask myself, like with my weight loss journey that did take over 5 years, I didn't know about Ozempic 5 years ago. Like, what would I have done then? I don't actually know, but I took a really long road to get here. And I'm grateful because I learned those habits. So yeah, 5 years, year one was 0 to 100. So year one was, in hindsight, too restrictive, but there were big results. I went full keto and full CrossFit. Like,
wow.
Very
So you did
different.
like the Band-Aid ripped off.
Oh, that Band-Aid was off. And I was honestly living in a box.